Right, this week let's have a look at using some of MATLAB's built-in functions to plot charts or plot graphs. MATLAB has loads of built-in functions to do lots of different types of visualization, and we'll only look at two simple ones here to start off with, but we'll also be looking at how we would customize plots to make them look more how we would like them to look. So to start with, I've made a sample data file called examresults.txt. It's a comma separated value file with the year and a mark for course 1 and a mark for course 2, and these courses are made up so they don't represent anything real. I just literally type these numbers in, just making them up as I went along. So let's write a script that will read in this file and plot a bar chart of those exam result marks. So let's call it read and chart results, and as usual we'll write the comments properly. So this is we did this last week where we were reading in files, so this should hopefully not be new. So that opens the file. Okay. Check for any errors. So if file ID, remember, if that's -1, then that means something went wrong. So you write out an error, could not open the file. So when you get here, the file is open and ready to read. So let's use text scan like we did last week. So you need to put the file handle here and then a description of the data. So that was 3 numbers, and then it's a comma separated value file, so I need to put the delimiter option like that, and then there was 1 header line, so I put 1 as that option, and that should read in the data. And let's remember to close the file after we've read in the data with fclose. Let's save it. Okay, so if I go here and run it, okay, so now my structured data contains 3 things. Remember, use curly braces if you want to look at what the actual thing is. And you have to remember not to put the semicolon, of course. Okay, so data 1 is the years, data 2 is the mark for the first course, and data 3 is the mark for the second course. So when we've read the data successfully, I like to split up the array. I'll split up the data into separate arrays. So I'll have years, my year equals data 1, course 1 equals data 2, and course 2 equals data 3. Okay, so now we make the bar chart. Draw the bar chart. So in MATLAB this is really simple. You just do bar, and then you can put year and course 1, and that will draw you a bar chart. So let's run that. Alright, let's find the window. Okay, so that's what that produced. It's not very pretty, but we're going to look at how to make it a bit prettier. Let's suppose that you wanted to plot both courses in the bars. So you wanted a bar for 2008 that showed both course marks. You can do that by giving bar an array. So if you give it this array, which is the array of course 1 marks and then course 2 marks, that will do what you want. Okay, so now MATLAB's done its best to plot the two series of data, course 1 marks in blue and course 2 marks in red. But it's done a few things. It hasn't used the year anywhere, and also a lot of these bar areas are redundant because there's no mark less than 50, say. And also it's very bad, this graph or this chart, because there's no labels on any of the axes and there's no title and there's no legend, etc., etc. So let's fix all those things one at a time. So the first thing we can fix is we can write the axis labels. So X label is going to be year, Y label is going to say average mark, and we can also give the plot a title. So alright, so that should generate us a chart with axis labels and a title. Okay. Alright, let's fix the x-axis labels because they just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I want them to, so let's make comments for this. Give the axes labels, give the plot a title, let's call it a chart. Okay, so let's fix the x-axis labels. So for this you're going to use a function called set, and GCA means the current axes, so whatever it's just drawn, the current axes will get affected by this command. And then you need to do x tick label, and then the array with the labels in, and that should give you what you want. See, now the X labels are correct, they're the years. That's good. What else did I say we wanted to fix? Oh yeah, the axis ranges. So so this you do with a command called axis, and you give it an array of 4 numbers. So you give it the minimum x and the maximum x and the minimum y and the maximum y. So because this is a bar chart, I'm not sure exactly what the x-axis numbers should be, so I'm going to guess that they're 1 and 6, and then I'm going to set the y-axis to go between 50 and 100. Okay, so let's see what that does. Okay, so that didn't quite work because it seems to have missed off a bar at either end. So let's comment that out for a minute. And if you want to know what the axis range choices were that MATLAB chose automatically, you can get them out if you just call axis by itself, and then in the command window here I can find out what MATLAB chose for the axis limits. So you can see that it chose 0 and 7 and 0 and 100 to plot that graph where it chose the limits automatically. So now I know what numbers it would choose. I can edit my choice here with the axis function, so that I get the correct thing that I want. So where I said it was 1 to 6, but actually I see from down here that it chose 0 to 7, and that gave it the look that it had. So now this should preserve the x-axis range but change the y-axis range. That's what I wanted. And one final thing you can do is put a legend in. So let's add a legend so that we know what the blue and the red bars refer to. So that's the command is legend, and you just have to give it strings for each of the bars colours. So this one I said was course 1, this one I said was course 2. So that should give me a legend to the chart that explains what the bars are. See? Blue is course 1 and red is course 2. If you look in the documentation for bar, you can find all kinds of options that you can use. One of them that you might want to use is the width of the bars, so you can change this to any number you like. Let's say change it to 0.3 and see what happens. That will make the bars very thin. See? So you can pick any number you want here, or you can leave it out completely, and then MATLAB will do whatever it will do automatically. Okay, so that was how to plot a bar chart and how to make it look more like how you want it to look, varying different options.